Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now in today's video, we're going to be going over the Immortal Monks DAO that has recently released. But guys, before we get into it, if you could please smash a like, subscribe down below if you are new, and turn the notifications on so you don't miss a future video. And guys, if you haven't already, go follow me over on Twitter at JPKDeFi so you don't miss a future tweet about what I'm doing in crypto and DeFi before it gets to YouTube. Also guys, one more thing, I am not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Always do your own research and be very careful about what you're investing in crypto and DeFi because it is the riskiest stuff in the world. This is not financial advice. Do not take it as that. Always do your research and only actually invest money that you're willing to lose because it could go that way very quickly in DeFi, as we all know. But yeah, guys, with that being said, check out the link in the description to the premium Discord server if you are interested. And let's just jump straight into it. All right, so a new way to govern. Greetings, monks. It has been very productive here in the background as we move the project forward. Here are some quick updates. So we're going to be really going over this because this gives us, it's a 6-minute read. I'm going to be going over all of this. This was pre-launch, but it kind of explains essentially the whole DAO and how it works, okay? So we're releasing a date for the ICO launch soon, which has already happened, so we don't need to worry about that. We're watching the entire landscape and seeing what has happened with other DAOs and have adjusted accordingly. This plan with governance has been one of the strategies we've developed. We're working diligently to ensure that we have a massively successful launch and sustainable DAO over the long term. We have a variety of plans that we are planning to share here as an investment plans, DAO advancements, etc. However, any plan is contingent on community voting, thus why we are releasing this article first. Governance 2.0, we have seen traditional governance via purchase protocol governance tokens on the open market can lead to massive manipulation for the voting system. We were thinking long and hard on the how to eliminate these problems to ensure whales don't take over from the start. So this is great that they announced this initially because it means that they're wanting to create a DAO where it's sustainable for the long term, and they have measures to do that, which again, this all covers it all. And they don't want these whales to take over the DAO, which we've seen massively in other projects. You guys know Wonderland Time that I was invested in and I made daily videos on. Well, you know, there's a lot of whales controlling that. Whales got liquidated, which absolutely ruined the price. And a bunch of other stuff obviously happened there, which included a lot of whales. So it's great that DAO's actually thinking about going towards this sustainable model. Okay, so let's see here. We've come up with a very solid solution after watching other DAOs and their participants' feedback, and we're calling this Governance 2.0, a step up from previous governance strategies, but with a twist. Liquid staking, but not liquid. If you're familiar with liquid staking protocols such as Lido, then you can skip to the next section. If you grasp the concept of liquid staking, that is great, but here is something we need to make clear before you skip to the next section. You need to understand that these governance liquid tokens are simply just acting as a receipt tokens that are not liquid. They are going to act as a receipt, as proof that you are participating in the staking pool. What is liquid staking? To understand what we are doing, you need to understand liquid staking first. Typical staking protocols, you would need to stake your token, and then there would be a lockup period where you can't lose these tokens. The lock period of different projects can be whatever they decide. This lock period is rather self-explanatory as it locks your tokens as a holder, causing them to be illiquid. Here's an example. Let's say you lock your ETH in ETH 2.0 POS, proof of staking. When the pools first launched, the minimum amount was $25,000 in ETH with a 12-month lock period, and the return was 8%. However, you can lock your ETH for 12 months. You cannot, once you lock your ETH up for 12 months, you cannot sell that ETH that you locked up. So if you deposited ETH at $2,000 and it went to $5,000, but you have 5 months left, you cannot liquidate your ETH until you surpass your lock period. Platforms like Lido, Yearn, many others have appeared where you can participate in these staking pools and earn your APR from participating. However, they provide you a minted token that is paired one-to-one with your investment. That token becomes liquid. Let's say you participate in their ETH pool where you gain 5% APR. If you participate in the ETH regular staking pools, then you're locked up for X time period. With Lido, you are receiving a token they mint for you. That is exactly how much you staked. If you stake 1.5 ETH in Lido, you get 1.5 ST ETH. Lido's token they mint for you is pegged to the ETH price. If you want to liquidate your ST ETH, by all means you can. You can easily transfer to an exchange like Gate.io and Self USDT. Summary: liquid staking is where you can sell your initial tokens and receive back a token that is liquid, means you can sell it. However, it also acts as a receipt or proof that you are participating in the pool. It's simply another token. What does that mean for us? Well, the monetary governance receipt token is not going to be liquid. However, the token that is pegged to main governance token is going to be liquid. Receipt token not liquid, native governance token liquid. Introducing our weighted governance 2.0 objective. Governance tokens, token holders will be able to vote only if they have this receipt token. Let's use 100 governance tokens as an example. Let's say you have the max. Let's also say the max applies 1,000 for example purposes. This means having 100 governance tokens will theoretically give you 10% vote. That is how it traditionally works. Rather than granting a one-to-one voting power, participants are going to have to lock their governance tokens for X period of time, and in return they receive a token that can be used for voting purposes, but it will be weighted. How does it work exactly? Let's go back to the 100 token example. We are going to create a staking portal for governance tokens that have multiple different options for locking your governance tokens for X period of time. In return, we mint you the receipt token that will allow you to vote on proposals. For example, if you have 100 tokens, you can pick from multiple options. The lock-in period is yet to be determined. Got different options there. However, each lock period has a percentage reflection on your base staking tokens there. Weighted voting is here. The lower time frame you pick to lock your tokens, the less of a vote you have when your voting token is minted. Let's say the 1 week lockup period is only 10% voting rights. That means out of your 100 tokens you vote will only count as 10 tokens. Let's say 2 years is 75% voting rights. Your 100 tokens will have the same voting rights as only 75 tokens, not the full 100. This is going to deter voting manipulation extremely well, which is great, and I love that feature. Whale manipulation stops here. Not only does this make the protocol much safer and trustworthy, this also shows how the Monster community health is doing. If we have more participants staking their tokens for a long period of time, it shows that the community is in for the long haul. This also means that tokens become in such high demand since they will be locked up, driving the price of governance tokens very fast to the upside. Less governance tokens on the market, on the open market with high demand equals higher supply. The most important part that stops whale manipulation. If you paid attention to DAOs that recently failed, whales were quickly acquiring governance tokens at a rapid pace to make the needed changes fast. If whales did this with monetary governance tokens, in order to have a meaningful effect on the tokens, they would need to buy in significant amounts, and they would need to lock their tokens for a long time period, which essentially just stops that short-term manipulation, which is great news again. So essentially, the small investor has the same say in voting as a whale if the small investor is playing the long-term game, which again is good. There's a three-way win. Can it be manipulated? Still, down the road, it is possible, but remember the tokenomics at the start, it is not easy because there isn't a heavy circulating supply on the open market. Yeah, exactly. So long-term, of course, they can have similar manipulation, but short-term, it's not going to be similar to how these other DAOs have worked. With this feature we are implementing from the start, the supply shock for governance tokens is going to be immense. Final words, as we believe this is extremely smart to implement, and we were the first to really push this forward with the system. We hope the community receives it positively, as we are always striving for innovation, stability, and long-term growth. The fact that we've been watching the entire landscape has been a true blessing. We aren't rushing because we want to implement fail-safes like this one. We believe the backbone of the community should be a priority. We want your opinions as well. Feel free to leave your feedback where you see fit. Boom, becoming a monk is simple. If you want to become a monk, participate in the DAO, this is your chance. You can grab a monk off the floor. So we're gonna take a look at this in a second. But essentially how it works, guys, is these guys are bringing NFTs and a DAO together to create this DAO 2.0. So if we go over to stake now, they are live. Now the APY is currently sat at just over 102,000%. Now, by the way, just complete full disclosure, I do own an NFT for Immortal Monks. And that was kindly supplied by the Immortal Monks team. So thank you for sponsoring the video. However, what I will say is that I have held that NFT for a while and it has been sponsored for a while, but I wanted to wait for this video so that they were essentially released and we can have a full kind of, deep dive into this. Now, essentially, they are currently having 102,000% APY, which if we take a look at some of the other DAOs is more sustainable than, these billion% APY DAOs. So there's currently a huge TVL of like $1.8 million here, which is massive. So that's grown very quickly. They've only been live for a few days as well, which is great. Now you can actually get an NFT boost if you go ahead and stake your Immortal Monk NFT. Now this is on Ethereum. I know that's going to throw a lot of people off, but it is on Ethereum. yeah, like it's not bad, it's not good. It just stops from people from getting in because of the gas fees, I guess. But you know, you can go ahead and stake your NFT here, your Immortal Monk NFT, and get a boost of 22,000% per year, which is pretty awesome there. Of course, they've got bonding, they have a calculator here, and they also have their governance, which is coming soon, and they have a dashboard, which is coming soon. Now, again, these guys have been live for literally a few days, and we can see here is the token price. Now, they have $1.1 million in liquidity, and they launched on the, I believe this was the 2nd of March, so literally a few days. And now, of course, we see massive hype in the beginning. This came down quite quickly to about $10 as people jumped into the pre-sale and ICO stage and managed to sell off their tokens. However, after we had that kind of dump, we have been pretty stable around the kind of like the $15 level. I mean, it's been up and down from $10 to $16 now, currently hovering around $15. So this has actually been pretty stable. And there's some pretty big buy orders, $35,000 buy there, a few $1,000s here and there. There's a 40k sell order there, which is pretty big. But I mean, we can see quite a lot of transactions here. We can take a look at the timestamps as well. There's quite a few transactions, which is great to see. Another $24,000 buy order. So there's, this is some pretty bullish information. Now, again, look, this is very risky, of course. But these guys, they've been around for a while in terms of their NFTs. And the NFTs were, I believe, sat at 1 ETH. At one point, they rallied up. They currently sat, the floor price is about 0.3 ETH at the moment. So, yeah, not bad. We are simply just getting started. The future very bright for those in the monastery. So, yeah, this is a pretty cool project. I like it. I'm not gonna lie. I do like Immortal Monks as a whole and what they're doing in terms of the DAO, so they can, essentially have long-term gains and be sustainable for the long term. But not only that, also allow whales to have the same or similar power as the small investor does. Okay, now what I will do is I'll leave a link to everything in the description, guys. I'll leave a link to the monastery, or I'll leave a link to Immortal Monk's Twitter, and you can go through everything and check it out. But go over to their Medium and read over all of these Medium articles, because it does explain very nicely how everything works. The sell-off paradox of the Monk tokens on launch day. So yeah, essentially they kind of predicted this, right? So there you go. I mean, it did have a massive sell-off, and then it's sort of coming back up, which is nice to see. So it's currently sell about $15. Again, if you can go ahead and get it on SushiSwap, 1 monk equals about $15 here. For a DAI, monk to DAI is about $15 dollars there. So interesting stuff here with Immortal Monks. Let me know down below what you think of it. Have you checked out the Immortal Monks DAO here? And do you like the project? One thing I will say about Immortal Monks as well is that I love the artwork. I love these monks here of the NFTs that they have. I just think it looks really cool. Now, if I'm holding an NFT, if I'm in an NFT project, I want to see the art. I want to enjoy the art if I'm going to hold on to it. So there you go. You've got about a 0.334 floor price, which is currently Immortal Monks 1760 there at 0.33 ETH. Now, if we go to activity, we can see the kind of activity of the selling, buy and sells. Now, we've got 3 hours ago sold for 0.35 ETH. And again, so that it's pretty active in terms of NFTs buying and selling. Now, there's been about 252 Ethereum worth of trading volume, which is pretty nice to see as well. And there's a lot of stuff going on. So here we go. This is the description of Immortal Monks. After centuries of preparation, 2,500 monks are cast away in solidarity of the metaverse. But practicing mindfulness, patience, and searching for inner peace, you too can reap the rewards of the Immortal Monks. One-of-a-kind staking plus DAO protocol. Will you join the monastery to seek enlightenment? So there you go. Essentially, they're bringing the NFTs together with the DAO to create this governance 2.0, which is awesome to see. But yeah, there you go, guys. Thought I'd make a video on this today. Again, thank you to Immortal Monks for sponsoring it. Guys, this is still extremely risky. None of this is financial advice. Always do your own research and be very careful about what you're investing in. This is DeFi, and we know how risky this stuff is. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Have a good day, and I'll see you on my next one. Peace.